Before I get started here, I just wanted to take a minute to show you the sheer scope of what I am about to dump into before I mount it on that tripod and we start going through everything. It is a big box, and I'm excited to show you what's in it. So, all right, I've been debating on whether I should do this or not, generally because of the circumstances in which these items were received. These used to belong to a very, very dear friend of mine who unfortunately passed away over 20 years ago. These were collected in a short amount of time by him and were locked in a basement or an attic of his parents' home for a very long time. His sister, Jamie, brought these to me saying, please take them. I have nothing to do with them and you like Star Trek, so maybe you can find a place for them or store them. And I said, okay, sure. I will happily do that. And she said, there's the box, and I went to pick it up, and it is the heaviest box because it's full of everything. It's full of books. It's full of cards. It's full of these collector's plates. This is the one that I display on top of the TNG shelf because, quite honestly and quite frankly, it is the nicest, in my opinion, out of all of them. And, you know, you get Jonathan Frakes up here with those eyebrows. You get Gates McFadden right there looking suspicious. Poor Marina Sirtis, you know, looks perfectly fine, but does not look like Marina. I'll tell you that much. And then, of course, you got the back. You've got the fact that this is a plate. It's a commemorative edition porcelain plaque. And check out those dates. 1994, Paramount Pictures. There was a point when my best friend, whose name is Clayton, came into a little bit of money. And that was through winning the lottery. And he won about $500 in the state lottery. And he decided, I'm going to buy CDs. I'm going to buy a whole box of really crap cigars. And I'm going to start buying Star Trek commemorative plates. Clayton's the reason I'm really into Star Trek. I've never forgiven him for that. But what we're going to do right now is I'm going to take some stuff out of this box. And we're going to take a look, and I'm going to find out finally what all is in here, because I've not been through everything. So I'm going to keep them in the background here, just as the source point. I want to highlight a couple things. Number one, the fact that he traced over all of this. Also want to note that not for use for food. Food consumed on this plate may be harmful, which, you know, really is any food consumed on any plate. Here's the fun stuff. Actually, this plate's very pretty. But here is the certificate of authenticity. I believe all of these, the Hamilton collection is, I believe, where all of these plates have come from. They were all on the Home Shopping Network. And he just decided to go on a buying spree, I guess. Now this is actually quite charming. It's not bad. You get the Romulan Warbird. You get the old Enterprise D right there. It's very nicely painted. It really is. You know, and you get the Warbird in the back there, and we can look at the back real quick. You know, it's all numbered. I do not know what, maybe someone in the comments could tell me what limited to 28 firing days means. Does that mean they cranked out as many as they could in 28 days and then stopped? Or whether there was a significant number that they did per day, limited to, or what have you. But that is a commemorative plate, number one. I guess number two in this case. And got a couple more to go. It is authentic. It is really a plate. Here is a commemorative plate from All Good Things. Now, I assume he had this displayed somewhere because there is no styrofoam box associated with this. But of course you have the Dreadnought Enterprise. You've got a couple of Klingon, I believe they're called Negvar class ships. And then we turn it around here and we see it is authentic. Pretty sure he had this displayed. But there is no styrofoam. This was just hanging out in the box. And I'll tell you what, if a child got a hold of this and ate off of it, oh my God, could you imagine the death toll? Here's another one. I'll show you the certificate of authenticity from the Hamilton collection first here. Look at that. This is fancy. Kind of gives away what it is here. Captain Picard and the Enterprise. Power of Command plate collection. Look at this. Isn't that amazing? You got him pretty high in the runs, though. I wonder if D meant it was on the 4th day of firing, maybe? Or maybe it's just D because it's all the Enterprise D. But this has got a nice surround on it. It actually doesn't look too bad. I think this is really bright right there. That's a really weird choice to have such a high reflection there. Long before the J.J. Abrams reflections existed in Star Trek. But it's got a beautiful gold surround there. Let me take a look at the back. The Power of Command plate collection. Wonder how many were in this Power of Command collection. But yeah, that's very pretty in its own way. Before we get to the box that this plate came in, for some reason he decided to clip this news clipping out of the local newspaper to show, look, First Contact was #1 at the box office. New Star Trek tops at theaters. From the Los Angeles Associated Press. William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Oh, God. Space Jam. Ransom. Jingle All the Way. The Mirror Has Two Faces. Wow. Okay. Set It Off from New Line. I mean, okay. But yeah, look. Star Trek is #1. And here is the box that this plate came in. You can see it is a special commemorative edition porcelain plaque. Not a plate, it's a plaque. Celebrating 7 years of Star Trek The Next Generation. This one was limited to 35 firing days. Wow. We can open it up here real quick. There's not much to see inside. There's a foam sheet here covering where the plate would be. And then I believe you get your certificate of authenticity right here. Not as detailed as the other certificate of authenticities, but, we'll take it. So here is a box for Star Trek, the customizable card game. It is, however, an empty box. And you're like, well, Matt, why is it empty? Well, oh, God. This is why. Look at this. Look at what this lovable idiot did. And it's all going to shake. Look how many pages. I mean, this is the back now. We're at the back. Look at this. Look at all of these things. It's just full of pristine, wonderful cards. Look, there's Rachel Garrett, captain of the Enterprise C. There's her first officer. There's Chief Engineer Montgomery Scott. There's an animal. Targ? Yeah, I guess that is supposed to be a Targ. It's a Targs are different in Star Trek 3. But yeah, I mean, look at this. Look at all of this. Vulcan nerve pinch. What? What a thing. Ferengi attacks. I mean, this. How old is this? How long had he been collecting this? Let me take a look at this box here. See if I get a time or a date or anything on it. I do have this little booklet here. It's got a couple pieces in it. What's this? Oh no, what is this? Cargo Rendezvous M, Distress Mission M. That's in Clayton's handwriting, isn't it? A Good Time to Die M. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Did he play this with people? I never played this with him. How? I didn't know he played. That's really hard on me right now. I didn't know he played this. So this offer good until December 31st, 1999. So, and Clayton died March the 1st of 1999. So, wow. So he was playing this with someone, and I had no idea. But look at this. It's just full. It is just full of all of these beautiful cards. You know, and people collect Pokemon, and they don't even play Pokemon. They just think the cards are wonderful. And this is just how much he was in to the Star Trek, to be honest. Sung-type android. There's Samuel Clemens, you know. I mean, oh, look, there's Tom Paris. Oh, wait, no, that's not Tom Paris. That's Nick Laranco, who was kicked out of Starfleet Academy. Oh, boy. But yeah, look at that. So fantastic and fascinating. And I mean, I didn't know. Look, he's got Deep Space Nine stuff. He's got places carved out for Deep Space Nine stuff. Isn't that just amazing? That floors me. That just utterly floors me. I can't even with this right now. Wow. Hey, do y'all remember TV Guides? Here is the Star Trek preview, a first look at the next season and the new fall movie. July 27th through August the 2nd. Do they put dates in these things? It's a great question. August 1996. Okay, so this is 96. Look at that. Here's another one. A Voyager first, when Star Trek Worlds Collide, when Q came out for Voyager. And then we've got Voyager with Kes and Neelix. And then we've got DS9, The Worf Factor, Next Generation, Michael Dorn, Re-energized Deep Space Nine. When was this? You're going to show me here. Take a look. Wow, look at that. Look at the picture here. Live long and profit. Future is bright for Deep Space Nine and Voyager. 1995, October of 1995. Wow. And then here's this one. This one's funny. He's got this must be what happened at the Star Trek reunion. So he's got Shatner on the front. So they bought this because Shatner was there. I like Xena myself, but amazing. Wow. Remember when Rosie O'Donnell meant something? What is that? Hang on. Sean Kalan, leader of the engineers. That's weird. I've never heard of that. Osiris Chronicles. Interesting. Here we have playing cards in a 10 box. Star Trek The Next Generation playing cards. 1992 Paramount Pictures. It's hard to know when he picked these up, to be honest. They could have been secondhand. I don't know. Here's the tin. I believe they're just playing cards. Make sure a bug doesn't fly out at me. Joy of the Forge. Are they playing cards or are they just... Oh yeah, they are playing cards. There you go. So, it's got pictures of everybody on the back of some. There's Guinan and the crew. And then, yeah, they're just playing cards. Isn't that interesting? It's really fascinating. 92, Paramount Pictures, all rights reserved. Hamilton Gifts. So this is the Hamilton collection as well. So this may have been on the Home Shopping Network too. Wonder why Geordie's all by himself up here. There must be more if we dig deeper. Maybe? Doesn't seem like it. So I heard you like cards. I believe these are probably all of his doubles. But I do want to talk about some of the perils of rubber bands and how on items like this, I don't know if this saw moisture. It doesn't feel like any of these saw moisture. I just think the rubber bands were just bad. And these are stuck to the back of these cards now. Unfortunately, they might come off. I don't know. Also, these got stuck to the side, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure these are his duplicates. He had a bunch of duplicates because, you know, when you're collecting a whole series, as anyone that collects cards knows, you're going to get duplicates out the yin-yang. So, yeah. Ooh, gosh, these are... Ooh. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he didn't mean for them to sit for so long. I guess it's really hard to say. That's Star Trek, and look at that. Isn't that amazing? Oh, these are all Klingon. All the Klingons. That's amazing. These are the Borg. He's got Borg ones over here, so he's got them. I'm just gonna take them off. Look at that. He's all Borg. Or Borg or dead. Phaser burns. Okay. I mean, they're all aliens, I guess. Look, more phaser burns. The hell is that? A reef triggerfish. Really? Huh. Oh, it's from the classroom. Oh, I'm like, is that in space? No. But yeah, look at all these cards. I just found them all in the bottom of the thing, in the bottom of the tub. Here's an event. Yikes. So here we have a couple of technical manuals. Look at this. Star Trek Deep Space Nine Tech Manual. In glorious, beautiful color. How cool is that? 1998. And we've got the good old Star Trek Encyclopedia. Reference Guide to the Future. With DS9. Oof, what are we looking at here? 94. Okay. Isn't that something? And then this, so Michael Okuda and Denise Okuda did this one as well. Chronology, the History of the Future. Got pictures in here in black and white. Look at that. Wow. There's a Stargazer. There's old Billy Riker. Here's Tom Paris again, that asshole. This is funny. I didn't know I had one of these. This is the Starfleet Medical Reference Manual. Look how it's all typed out. Isn't that amazing? Humanoid anatomy. Oh, nudity. Can't do nudity. Can't have nudity, man. That. Oh, that's not what I thought it was. Plants. Look at that. First aid. I wonder if it tells you how to do a resuscitate a Klingon bone skip that day. Whoa. Is that his heart? And that's his heart when it's raining, I guess. So definitely unauthorized. Woo! The Nitpicker's Guide to Deep Space Nine Trekkers. And you thought CinemaSins was bad. You're right. You were absolutely right. 1996. Here we have the Star Trek The Next Generation Companion. Complete show-by-show guide of the Smash television series. Includes over 150 photos. Look at that. Wow. That's pretty impressive. Black and white photos, mind you. But, you know, oh, look, Dr. Pulaski. Oh, I liked her. She was okay. Well, where's Will Wheaton? Michael Dorn. Look at those smoky eyes. Look at that. You can charm the pants off of a Klingon. There's Mike and Rick with a landscaping model. Isn't that amazing? Wow. When was this put out? 92. 92? Huh. That's weird. So they they put this out in 92 and the show didn't end until 94? So you're not going to believe this. There's not just a nitpicker's guide for next generation trekkers. Unauthorized, unabridged, uncensored. There's also a volume 2 that he apparently wanted to have. I mean, funniest foul-ups, bloopers, faux pas, technical glitches, and storyline screw-ups. But what? Can't wait to read that blooper. For real, huh? Cannot wait to read that blooper. Okie dokie. Why not? Here we have the special collector's edition Star Trek 30 Years. 100 influential people in Star Trek. Leonard Nimoy looks back. This was 96, I do believe. Yes, 1996. Here's your contents. Looks like it's going through at least the first season of Voyager. Ooh, look at that. Look at these. These are cool. Look at that. There's the model for Voyager. Oh my gosh. I would love to have a bird of prey that big. Oh, and that's when he destroys Valkyris on that ship. Wow. Holy cow. That's cool. Look at all these wonderful pictures. Yeah, the color stuff's in the middle here, or at least some of it. Look at the old toys. That's so cool. Oh, spoilers. So they had it for everybody else. But here's the unauthorized, unabridged, and uncensored bloopers, scientific snafus, inconsistencies, impossibilities, and just plain screwed up plots. Nitpicker's Guide to Classic Star Trek. I mean, these are fine. I don't know. I guess they're okay. I don't know. You got to take people's words. I mean, this is during a time when there was very little to no internet, so you almost had to take all of these by the word of the writer. And you know, these days it's really hard to. I mean, this is before I went to college, and it is in hardback. Look, it's William Shatner, Star Trek Movie Memories. And in case you didn't believe it, he's on the back as well. Is it just... Wow. Okay. Oh, there are pictures. Probably pictures that we've seen before. What is that from? So that's the Genesis cave. Oh, look at that. And then Star Trek V. Well, because it's there. Ugh. This is interesting. Life Signs, The Biology of Star Trek. By MDs and PhDs. Physics of Star Trek. So there's a physics of Star Trek out there somewhere. Why do Vulcans have green blood? Why do Ferengis have such big ears? Is Commander Data alive? I mean, explanation's kind of easy. Because it's written. Because it's written. And he's a robot. But, you know, robots... you know, can be people, I guess. I mean, yeah, sincerely. What Star Trek fan hasn't pondered such weighty questions as these? I mean, that's very true. And then here's the novelization of First Contact. Which I'm sure he read cover to cover. I bet he did. He loved to read. He really did love to read. And you give him something that he's really into to read, and he will just eat it up. So this is the Star Trek chronology, the history of the future. As you remember, we had the chronology back here a little bit ago. Where was it at? Was it deeper down? Yeah, here's the chronology, the history of the future. So this is the revised and updated version to include information from Star Trek The First Contact, and you can see up here the Phoenix. You can also see the Enterprise, a stylized Enterprise. No, that's the Excelsior. It doesn't have the extra impulse engines on the side, so that's obviously the Excelsior. And then here is another Star Trek the Next Generation companion, revised and updated to include all 7 seasons, rather than cashing in on just the first, 4 or 5? Now we've got all of the seasons right here. A show-by-show guide to the Smash television series includes more than 150 photos. Wow, they're correct. There are so many photos. Yeah, so they cashed in halfway through the series, and then they decided to cash in again at the very end. 1995. Hey everybody, remember VHS? Star Trek The Wrath of Khan. Is this the first release of this? 93. Okay. So yeah, so this was a 1993. Ooh, what's in there? Something dead fell out. A bug. So, and then we've got our first contact. This was definitely the last movie I think we saw with him. We were all together up here in Columbus. And he brought all of his Star Trek little toys. He had like 2 phasers and a tricorder from the Next Generation. Oh, he loved that movie. He did. He really did. Here's something funny. Here's an episode, The Nth Degree. It's just an episode. That's it. on one VHS. He had like a bunch of the seasons on one in those clamshell ones that were on VHS. I don't know where those have gone. I would assume that those are in a museum somewhere. Here's Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country. Special home video version. Wonder what makes this special home video version. It's not going to tell you. Here it is. The special longer version. It is a pretty long movie, this special longer version. It's 12 minutes of additional footage. And then in the beginning, there's an orchestrated score that goes on for like 3 minutes. 3 or 4 minutes. This is funny. I bought this off of eBay shrink wrapped. And I didn't realize it was in this box. Let's see. How old is this? 1991. The 25th anniversary special. It's just them talking Star Trek for that many minutes. And here's Generations, well worn. Look at the fun lighting effect there in the middle on the box. It's all over the box. And then here's 5, The Final Frontier. Note the box is not as worn as all the other ones. Weird that. Here's 4, The Undiscovered Country. Yeah, so you kind of line these all up. Let's see if I can do it here. Here's 3. So if you line them up, and this is how they would look on your bookshelf. So here's 5. So if anything, you needed 5 to make it look pretty. Here is 3 or 1. Here is 6. And here is the best one out of all of them. So you'd have the Enterprise right there on your desk. And you really didn't even need 6, but they included it in this series. And, you can't do that with these, though. So here's something funny that I found at the bottom. Q's Guide to the Continuum. Obviously satirical. Stardate 11/11 and 86 point negative. Yeah. I mean, it's still licensed by Paramount and Star Trek and CBS. But John DeLance should sue. So it's basically just like a carnival book full of all of the races and characters. Very, very strange. Very tongue-in-cheek. Very odd. I found another TV guide. Unfortunately, it kind of got itself down the corner, so we've got a little bit of a bendage here. I don't know if that's even fixable. The tears obviously aren't, but it's a Voyager TV guide. My recollection of Clayton was that he really didn't like Voyager that much, but he was very much into Star Trek in general. So anything that was Star Trek related, he just gravitated towards it. Here's something very interesting. Something that's, again, unbelievable, uncensored, unauthorized. It is the Trek Trivia Challenge for the Next Generation. So it's a bunch of challenge questions from the Next Generation. When was this put out? Let's take a look and see if we can find out when this was put out there. 1996. So the show was over. So this is probably a entire Star Trek generation. So there's the movie, Klingon languages, Federation history, behind the scenes trivia, and summaries of every episode. Doesn't that just sound like something you would want to read? I mean, the questions are probably fun. How thick was the hull of the Enterprise D? The hull was constructed with what type of alloy? Wasn't it deuterium? I think it was deuterium. I may be wrong. I'm going to be honest with you now. Everything else in this box are novelizations. So we're just going to peek down into the box, and I'm going to scatter the books out, and we can take a look at them that way. So here we are at the bottom of the box. And like I said, there are a lot of Star Trek novels down there. Masks. Ooh, God, look at all the bugs. Star Trek Log 1. Ooh, boy, this is old. Good news to Star Trek fans, the series is back. NBC's new animated Star Trek is fascinating. NBC's new animated. Isn't that funny? Let's take a look here real quick. Wow. Rude. Interesting. I wonder whose this was. Give me a date based on the popular Star Trek. Give me a date. I mean, that says 1946. That is not correct. But that's when the author was born, I guess. 1974. Paramount Pictures Corporation. First edition. 13th printing, 1976. Okay. Wow. That belongs in a museum. Metamorphosis, the first giant novel. That is pretty giant. Oh, here's the Q Continuum. Apparently they did a couple of these. Q Zone, which I believe is the space between your nose and the top of your head. Q Squared. I guess they're calling Trelane a Q. There was a controversy surrounding that at one point. So yeah, so we've got a lot of books here. And that's all of these are books. Books, 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 and more books. What is that? That might be something different. What is that? Academy. Starfleet Academy. Number 2. Line of Fire. Looks like a children's book. On his first mission, Worf is caught between the Federation and the Klingon Empire. Well, I got news for you. It doesn't get any better. Huh. That's supposed to be Worf. Sure. Very interesting. Yeah, just so many books. So many books. And I'm sure he read all of them. Oh, look, there's more of these. So there's number 1. Starfleet Academy, Worf's first adventure. I thought he had sparkle fingers for a second. Oh, so I guess the blonde-haired lady is with him a lot. Blonde-haired lady, blonde-haired lady. Oh, number 3, it is not a blonde-haired lady. It is a dark-haired Klingon lady. Ooh, number 5, Atlantis Station. Oh, look, there's Geordi. Wow, Geordi is in deep trouble. Number 6, look, it's a young date. No, it's not. It's just Data. Alien attack leaves Data in command. Okie dokie. Ooh, what is this? Starfleet Academy Entrance Exam. Tantalizing trivia from classic Star Trek to Star Trek Voyager. This book has not been authorized. This book has not been authorized. Wow. Oh, Peggy. Goodness gracious. Ooh, Klingon Dictionary. Holy crap. New material from Star Trek TNG and Star Trek 6. Official guide to Klingon words and phrases. The Klingon Dictionary. Wow. Jeez. Holy crap. It's fantastic. Here's a physics of Star Trek, which is the companion to that one. What was that? The biology of Star Trek. National bestseller. Very nice. Let's see. The metaphysics of Star Trek. Richard Handley. Basic books. Not prepared, approved, licensed, or endorsed. I was going to say there's no Paramount logo on there, so I would say that is not endorsed. Science logs. See, this one is licensed. Science logs. Quasars, wormholes, cosmic string fragments, Vulcan mind melds, neurogel packs, which is what was in Voyager. Dyson spheres. Wow. That Klingon language book is crazy. But yeah, so then I guess the rest of these are just novelizations. I mean, I say just. They're not just. They are novelizations of not episodes, but just continuing voyages, basically. I mean, that's a novelization of an episode, isn't it? No, it just includes pictures of the Romulan stratagem. Yeah, so that's not from the TV show. It's just yeah. Oh wow, all of these fun and amazing. These are ridiculous. So is he missing 4? He's got 1 and 2 and 3 and 5 and 6. So we're missing 4. Huh. That's too bad. So that is, that's my journey through Clayton's box. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. God, there's so much stuff here.